The plane crashed in the middle of the ocean. Olivia Carter felt the cold water swallowing her body as she tried to swim, fighting against the current, against the fear. The screams of the passengers soon faded, leaving only the sound of the waves and the dark sky above her. The last thing she saw before losing consciousness was a man swimming toward her. When she woke up, she was on the sand, the sun burning her wet skin. Her breathing was erratic, her lungs ached, but she was alive. And then she saw him. Nathan Cole was sitting beside her, his bare chest rising and falling as he caught his breath. His body was strong, marked with old scars. His hair was damp, his dark eyes locked onto hers. "Are you okay?" His voice was deep, rough. She nodded, still gasping. "How did we get here?" "I pulled you out of the water. We're the only ones who made it." Shock ran through her body. She looked around, seeing nothing but the vast ocean and the dense jungle covering the island. They were alone. With no other choice, they had to trust each other. The first days were a challenge. Hunger, thirst, fear of the unknown. Nathan was strong, skilled, and quickly took the lead, hunting small animals, building a shelter. Olivia tried to help, but she was used to city life, to comfort. Her body ached, her hands were sore. But Nathan never complained. He only watched her, his gaze intense, unreadable. And every time their bodies touched, by accident or necessity, a spark ignited. One night, a storm caught them off guard. The wind tore through the shelter, the rain drenched them. With no choice, they took refuge in a dark cave. Olivia was shivering, her teeth chattering. Nathan removed his soaked shirt, his muscles gleaming in the firelight. "You need to get warm." His voice was husky. She hesitated for a second, but when he pulled her close, his heat wrapped around her. "Better?" His voice was right by her ear. She only nodded, unable to speak. But when their eyes met, they knew it wasn't just the cold making them tremble. Time on the island changed them. They became wilder, more instinctual. The tension between them grew stronger each day. When Nathan returned from the jungle, sweaty and covered in dirt, Olivia could feel his gaze on her, predatory, hungry. And that night, they couldn't hold back anymore. Olivia was washing her face in the river when she sensed him behind her. His warmth radiated against her skin. "Can't sleep?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "Not when you're around." She turned, and that was all it took. Nathan grabbed her waist, his lips crashing against hers with hunger. Olivia moaned against his mouth, her fingers digging into his strong shoulders. He lifted her effortlessly, pressing her against the soft grass, his body against hers. Every touch was urgent, desperate, as if they knew tomorrow was uncertain. "I've wanted this since the first day," he murmured against her skin. Olivia gasped as his lips traveled down her neck, his hands mapping out paths that would never be forgotten. They no longer belonged to the civilized world. Here, they were just two bodies burning together. Days turned into weeks. Olivia and Nathan became one, sharing everything: the fight for survival, their secrets, their pleasure. But the real world wouldn't forget them forever. When they finally saw the boat on the horizon, Olivia felt her chest tighten. "Does this mean it all ends?" she whispered. Nathan cupped her face, his dark eyes locked onto hers. "Not if I can help it." The rescue brought them back to civilization. But no city, no luxury, no other person could erase what they had lived on that island. And that night, in the first real bed in months, Nathan pulled her close and whispered in her ear, "It's still just us."